Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it!
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
It's not Hiro.
Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro,
That was
but
funny.
we do have evidence. Blueprint for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the
it's
suit
too
and wearing it
compelling.
while committing crime after crime.
It is too compelling.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know, I don't know, I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer, or... Before anything else, we have to make that clear. Okay, let's get started. Rebel Justice, it's your message. Rebel Justice, okay. Let's see. Let's listen to it first.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit part, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true, it's a conspiracy!
It's also weird that Hiro's room was unlocked.
Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Okay, compelling evidence that Hiro is a killer, is that really true?
Everything we found in your room.
Let me see.
The suit parts, they are all proof enough.
I think
that
it's
you
this
are
one.
the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true, it's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
I think I need to get this to a... I think I need
Everything we
to...
found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all...
There we go. The handwriting. We're gonna talk about the handwriting, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Yeah, because Hiro has this weird superstition that if you have beautiful penmanship, like the gods will bless you more or something like that.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
So there's no point in disguising it, right?
Differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
That's true.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
I love you, Byakuya. What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
It was Hiro, but... And of course he passes it off to me.
Shay? Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, the one that had been the suit, is Hiro. The Illuminati.
Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
Seriously,
That
Byakuya?
doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with
Yes.
being in the Robo-Justice
Yes,
suit.
Byakuya, yes.
Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
Oh, we already
It
know.
would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
The tarp and the
Makoto, can you tell us
the
what
dolly.
they were?
Yes. Yes, master. The things that were used to move Taka's body, yes. It's the what? I can just only pick one? This one?
I got it!
Yeah. There's still one more thing. Yes. Okay. The blue tarp.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
I see the attitude.
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room.
Can
And
we-
then we rediscovered it in the repository.
Can we talk about how tall Byakuya is compared to Makoto? Look at Makoto, look how small he is, and look at Byakuya.
And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But
Yes.
Are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
You want proof, baby?
That dolly
I
was
got
made
proof.
specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room.
I got
It would
proof.
be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room.
The skid marks, the
Is it
tire
not
marks.
possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong, and nobody expects much from you anyway.
Oh, you're going down,
We
Celeste.
have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around
Oh,
you.
you're going down with a bang, Celeste. Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change her mind. If I could just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of elements. Oh no! That was kind of... That was kind of confusing.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies
Oh.
lead nowhere. Do your
Oh.
worst. You miserable.
Oh, fuck! How do you do this?
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool.
Oh my god.
Do your worst.
I really don't know about...
Miserable wretch.
Oh no, give me all the time.
I cannot agree.
Oh my goodness, this is hard. Ugh.
Will get you nowhere. Do your worst.
Oh, so it just means that you need bullets now.
I cannot agree.
You can't just...
You are a fool. Do your worst. You have it wrong.
Holy
I
shoot!
cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere.
Oh my god, am I gonna die? That was hard! Oh my god, you're going down, Celeste. You're going down with a freaking Big Bang.
You are a fool. So pathetic.
What the heck is wrong with me?
Nowhere. Do your
I have no
worst.
freaking rhythm, is what it means.
You miserable wretch. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst.
I said...
I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
That was hard. I'm not gonna... That was really hard. I did it 3 times.
You're
Dang.
asking for proof that the dolly moved.
That was my least favorite
have
part
it
of this
right here.
freaking trial. I hope I don't have to do that again.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jesus, Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then... what kind of robot is it?
It's not a robot at all.
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If you look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does it mean by that? Okay, what? Okay, let's listen.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment
I think
room.
it's this.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yes?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp,
Mm-hmm.
then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
No?
Yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the dolly no problem. So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
Oh, wait, didn't they say that the costume you can't bend over with that much? Yeah, it's this one. I think you need to put on the bend over thing, I think.
From there, the body was moved to the
Yeah, then loaded it up. No, keep in mind. Well, yeah, but even all you'd have to do is bend over.
Yes, there we go.
No, that's wrong. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. I can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got somewhere in this thing. Oh, it's so hard. It's also hard to walk around with that thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Oops. So I can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance that the costume's taken off just to move the body because you can't take it off by yourself. There's a clasp. Yeah.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid freaking thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. You don't really have a choice. Yeah, so Hiro definitely could have put this thing on him.
It seems impossible
by himself.
to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
Poor Hiro.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
That is true.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect
That doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
Is that really it?
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
It doesn't really look like he's dragging Hifumi though. It looks like it's just on top of Hifumi or something.
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
I think that was just that was just a trap. How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
Yeah, see, I really think Hifumi has something to do with it because he's the only person who knows Robo Justice. All the other persons in this class or in this group doesn't know who Robo Justice is, and he immediately said Robo Justice. See?
The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah, whatever, Celeste.
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
It is. It really is.
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
Why do you know that though? That is so sus.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume.
Would you be looking at the clock if you were bopped in the head? Like, oh my god, I was bopped at like 7 a.m. Oh my gosh. It's weird. Doesn't really make any sense.
As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi.
Hero and Robo-Justice doesn't even like mix together. Like Hero is into like clairvoyant stuff, and then Robo-Justice is such a
We were
Hifumi
soon
thing.
joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library.
Yeah.
He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
I saw a shadow of something moving on top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Sorry. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumes man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
What was that? It came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing.
Yeah, I don't really get why they hid the bodies though.
Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository.
See, Celeste has so much going on with this case. Like, she saw the costumes man twice, and she's the one who discovered the bodies. Like, she's too involved. There's so much going on with Celeste.
Which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started. beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I had to find them no matter what. Contradictions, huh? Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this is talking about. The wristwatch? Let's see.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Oh yeah, Taka was the first one to die because of his
Hifumi was killed with
watch.
Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer
So it
4.
was not in order though.
So it's obvious Taka came after.
Wait a minute. Where do I attack? The order that Justice Hammers were used in order to commit murders. Something about that is bothering me. Yeah, it's not.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Where do I shoot?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Do I shoot there?
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
Let's see.
While Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Oh, so the numbering of the hammers were just a distraction. Okay. I think I shoot at Aoi's.
Taka's death,
I wonder if he, or perhaps it was. We already know
Oh,
what
let me
order
get that.
they were
Let me get
killed.
that.
Taka came last.
The numbering, I
What
guess.
makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Ooh! It's not. Sorry. I'm sorry, Aoi. I'm sorry. I don't know where I'm going to... Is it the broken wristwatch though?
regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before, perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
There we go. Okay. These trials are getting harder and harder. I really appreciate that.
There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers.
Yes.
If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
Yes.
Okay then, let's see the proof.
The wristwatch. Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. I feel like there was something. Ah, this is wristwatch. This is easily wristwatch. Yes.
Now I understand. I got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
It was not broken. Hey you, how long are you gonna keep us waiting? That's Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointlessly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock. You know that? Bedtime for the little boys and girls?
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
Yes.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us.
Poor
We made the
Taka.
wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
What was that? Came from downstairs. Must have been Hifumi's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
There's really no point to that.
That's true. Where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
Could have not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was still alive. He was able to talk to Aoi. So he was alive, right?
Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own.
Yes.
I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Nah.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive? Is it really possible? It was. Okay. Alright. Let's just check first.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, There's a chance he was actually still alive.
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh, but the body discovery announcement was made. Could it be for Taka
Are you
though?
saying that when we first found Hifumi
Wait,
in
wait,
the nurse's
wait.
office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh, I know what to do. I need to get Kyoko's
Are you saying that when we first...
There's a chance he was actually...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body...
Hifumi's dead body had been found, and that is why the announcement was made.
I think that's what I need to do
Are we
though.
really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay. Alright, and I'll
saying that when we
shoot
first
this
found Hifumi in
at
the nurse's
Celeste's
office,
statement.
there's a chance he was actually still alive.
Yes.
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Yes. Oh my god, I'm so good at this.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
I think it was for Taka because I think Byakuya and the rest found Taka's body at almost the same time as we found Hifumi's body too.
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
Oh, this is so
So there's a
cool.
good chance we made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
Yeah, the announcement should also put in the name of the victim too. So
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
yeah, so he
Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
so Hifumi was not dead there.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Yeah.
Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
And they found the bodies, right? Both bodies were discovered, yeah.
We heard it a second time in the repository when we rediscovered the 2 bodies. It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, whoa.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
Oh. So it means he died when he was in the 3rd floor, right?
Meaning he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
Yeah.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
No, I think it's the glasses.
Logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. The glasses cleaner or something, the cloth. Yeah, the glasses.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned...
Oh!
Shoot!
Oh my god, I am scrambling with this. Alright.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found...
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable...
Okay, here we go. The glasses were cleaned. Apparently.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
Mm-hmm.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
The evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was this.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot.
Yeah, the pudgy princess
One
thingy.
look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was... Princess Piggles. From Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy
Yeah, Pudgy
I
Princess.
think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
Byakuya.
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Oh yeah, Togo has glasses
Then
too.
there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is...
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses
That is
owner?
true. That is true.
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him. right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
Oh yeah, the one for blood transfusions.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained.
So Hifumi moves
It should
him.
be perfectly obvious
Yeah.
he must have moved Taka's corpse.
I'm gonna move this Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took.
But why
Taka's
though?
body.
Why would he hide the body?
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
Yes.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Please do.
There's more?
Is it the note?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Yeah. The note. The note. The note. The torn note. This one.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Of course you react like this, Genocide Chill.
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out. So don't tell anyone else for now. Let's be to the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said,
What?
Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides
It's
Hiro.
Taka.
And that person could only have been...
It's Taka.
I
My
got it.
baby Taka.
That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
How dare you?
Oh, over here! Objection! Objection!
What?
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
TikTok?
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi.
I love Genocide Chill's nicknames.
Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still, I can let her get to me. Oh my god, am I gonna do that thing again? Alright, thank god. Let's see.
Puppy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Happy!
But remember what the note said.
Ooh, ooh.
What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m.
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Oh my god, it's so hard. Oof. The time mentioned it all. I feel like that's the key. Okay, I'm sorry. What? Oh, is it the wrist? Oh, it's the wristwatch. It's the
Then the
wristwatch.
person it was
Yes, yes, yes,
intended
yes.
for must have been Happy!
Shoot! I'm not gonna
Remember
hit
what
those.
the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, that's wrong.
Those white lines are so hard to catch now. The trial is getting harder.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet.
The equipment
The
room.
equipment room, right?
That's where Taka was.
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Taka, I mean, Fumi must be the one who gave that to Taka, right? And he was trying to hide that note,
Down his
I
pants,
think.
no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
The ripped paper. That's what I need to show. My dying Taka's hand. Oh no.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note.
Taka's corpse.
There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
Hero.
Sorry, no.
He died.
When
That
we
was the
found him in
second discovery
repository,
body something.
Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
Yeah.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever
real
did is
mastermind.
The mastermind. The true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right?
Oh, that's right.
So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Don't say that. I love Hero.
Yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand.
Yeah, wow. I can't believe I missed that.
The
I don't.
Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers?
Yeah, there was no like Justice Hammer 3 in the where we found the two bodies.
Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
Another hammer? Whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth. Spotless. Oh yeah, there was a wet.
Used to kill Hifumi?
There was a wet.
Justice Hammer 3?
There was a wet hammer in
Maybe
in
Justice
that
Hammer
room
4?
where both bodies were discovered.
Whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers! And,
Yeah, I think I need.
That's about it.
I think I need to shoot it at Hero statement. The weapon used to kill, similar weapon used to Taka.
What was used to kill
Kill it wasn't just maybe Justice.
well, there's one. How was the culprit?
How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make. Check out murdergear.com.
Well, what the murder weapon had to be one of the
Yeah.
No, that's wrong. The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No,
Hello.
it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder.
I think it was Celeste because I remember she's the one who discovered both the corpses in the repository. So I think she could have done that. She could have killed Hifumi there.
If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off.
I think I
I'd
got
also like
this
to
right.
point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
It's Celeste.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but... yeah, what bribe did Celeste give to Hifumi for him to actually go with this plan? Oh, it's one of those, huh? Okay.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Yes. Is it possible to an accomplice really that insane, or is there some chance? Okay, wait. I need to study these statements.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who
I guess
actually
I know
carried
now.
out the
Oops,
act
I need that.
can graduate, assuming the rule holds true. It is simply impossible that
I-
two people work together on this.
I need to get Kyoko's statement and fire that Celeste.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Yes. Alright.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true.
Yes!
No, it's wrong.
Because there's two murders, so it could be possible?
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you.
Yes.
However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
If they plan to each kill one, then yeah, there's a high chance to be accomplices.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice
Yes.
for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So Hifumi killed Taka?
So in this case,
Never forgive him.
there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents.
Oh, so Hifumi killed Taka, and then Celeste killed Hifumi.
And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice.
It has to be Celeste. Like, this is such like a meticulous plan, and it's really well thought out. So it's definitely Celeste. Like, there's no other, unless it's Kyoko, but I don't think Kyoko's gonna kill anybody. Because she's our bae. Also Byakuya, our bae.
Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same, that was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Yes, we can do this. I like this. It's clearly... Goodbye, baby boy. I'll miss you. Don't you dare die, Byakuya. Here you go.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying then is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit from brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Whoa. Celeste?
Pardonnez-moi.
You lost your accent there for a bit, girl.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
There is?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
Oh, is it the fact that they're the only ones who saw the Robo Justice guy? Yeah, encountering this.
I got it!
Yeah.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush, the adults are talking now.
What? Byakuya?
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual.
He's so mean, but I love him so much. I don't know.
If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
Yeah, I guess so.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Oh, she claimed she saw the man again. Yeah.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why do we split up into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems more interesting. Very well, then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture to the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we are on the 3rd floor, everything's going according to plan.
It's amazing that they can hear that from the 1st floor. It's just weird. Like, our house is like a 2-story house, and if I think that one of my people on the 1st floor is gonna scream, I couldn't hear it, and I'm on the 2nd story. I'm on the 2nd floor, so I don't think I can hear that.
Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
Okay, so it meant it was super loud.
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What?
What are you talking about?
I don't know too.
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoy the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room.
Oh, she said guys?
Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the 4 of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
That's true.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to? Is it the guys? She said guys? But I was just thinking about... I thought she was just talking about like the past people that died.
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Yeah,
And
this one.
That is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Do I do this? Oh, shoot. Alright, I get it. I need to get Byakuya's...
All I said was, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die.
And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Alright. I need to fire that at Celeste's, guy's comment.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be positively. We are all going to die. We are going to die.
Just like those guys.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said,
I just-
like those guys
I just
died."
thought that she meant like those guys, like the past people who died.
When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys?
Ah,
Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
it doesn't really look like he's dragging Hifumi away. It just looks like he's on top of Hifumi, that's it.
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
Yeah.
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is the suspect's been drinking, dragging. Yeah, I think it's this one. There's no other way.
It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit.
Yeah, because it just looks like it's on top of Hifumi.
We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Oh, hero.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
So last thing she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? Oh goodness, what else? What else? That was just his costume, handbooks, about the summer. Let's go to the costume.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Oh, Hero's mad.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all.
Do I do the robot justice or the blueprint? No, that's not right. The blueprint prediction. I think it's a costume. Alright. I think I know where to. I think I know where to shoot this one.
You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, the suspect is if the person inside the suit, there's no way they could stand up straight.
Yes.
No.
Because it was like a rigid something. It's cardboard, so you can't bend on the waist. Yes.
No.
I think.
Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Yes, I was right. Oh my god. I'm so good at this. It's only kept bent at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Oh no, she's
Well
mad.
then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Are you gonna lose your accent again, girl?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Yeah, she lost her accent.
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
I think he was still in it with the plan. I think that's why he said Hiro's name. Hey Fumi, who was it who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
I like her voice. I like Celeste's voice without the accent.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us.
Huh?
How did he refer to each of us?
For serious? No, that's Hiro. People said last name. No, that's Toko. Oh! Last names?
That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example.
Oh, okay.
So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
What if that is Celeste's real name? Because she's using an alias, right?
Decent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation?
Oh my god! What if that is Celeste's real name?
No. There's
Oh
no reason
my
to think he
god,
would have said
okay.
the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of
But
whoever
but
killed
but
him?
but but, but how would Hifumi know Celeste's real name though?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh my
There's
god.
one person it could apply to,
Is this where the e-handbook comes in?
and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Oh my god.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I?
Oh my god. I think. Oh my god. This is.
I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
No, you certainly lost your accent, girl. Celeste still won't give up. So then, I have to do something to make her accept it. The e-handbook. Yes, this is where the e-handbook gets it. Oh my god. This game is so amazing. They have so many freaking twists. E-handbook. I'm pretty sure it's the e-handbook. There's nothing else.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name.
But how would Hifumi know the
If there's one
Celeste's
person
real
who
name, though?
might have that last name.
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg. God damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
I do. There we go.
No, that's
Oh
wrong.
my god, this game has a lot of twists. It's like a game of Twister.
That's it. The handbook.
what?
Because if Chihiro's handbook said that he was a boy, so definitely Celestia's handbook should have her real name, right?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right?
Oh my god, so this is what Kyoko was saying.
Monokuma told us all about it before.
Oh my god, how is Kyoko so good at this? This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything.
Oh my god. Alright.
That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because.
Oh no.
Until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it.
Wanna do the comic book thing
Let me
again?
go over the case again, from the beginning.
I like that one.
And that'll bring
Oops.
everything to an end.
Yes, it is. Alright.
The killer is you! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. first, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro.
Poor Hero.
The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan.
Taka.
They called Taka to the equipment room.
Poor Taka.
And that's where
Ugh.
Hifumi killed him.
I will
making it the
never
scene of the
forgive
first
you,
murder.
Hifumi. I will never forgive you.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room.
Okay.
The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes.
Yeah.
So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered.
It's so weird to douse yourself with blood. It's just so weird.
He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celestia Ludenberg. What is this? They get a kiss or something? Okay.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Yeah, I'm too good of a detective. What can I do?
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor.
I, Celestia Ludenberg.
Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Oh, it was her last name. Taiko.
Ego?
So, you finally accepted it.
It's amazing.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
I like her voice. I like her voice without the accent.
Interesting.
But how did Hifumi know her last name, though? Do they have like a mutual understanding here or something? I did not do good in this trial. I think I'm getting a B. I got a C. Oh, I still got an A! Yay! I got 117 coins. Yeah.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro. Yasuhiro is what I said.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else. She doesn't have an accent anymore, okay? I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So really did approach Hifumi with this time? But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
Then, did you use, I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. But, for everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Oh, alter ego? Does she mean... She talking about alter ego? Yeah.
Say what?
What? What are we talking about?
just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here.
I'm totally out of the loop, as usual. How sad.
In other words,
Then you're the one who sold it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. Oh, what are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it. What?
are you okay with
It was
this?
Taka. He stole it. Oh, how dare you! How dare you blame my baby boy? What?
So
And I have
then-
proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him! But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us get close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
How dare you drag Taka's name here, man?
As for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh.
He did.
as for me,
He came to my room last night and announced. And then it's hard for me to even say. He abused... What? He abused me.
What?
And he... Seriously? He took pictures. He said if I do not do it as he asked, he would show them to everyone. Seriously? Oh my god, how dare you taint Taka's reputation. I hate you, Celeste. I hope you die with a bang. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime. I mean, I knew he got a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to freaking kill him.
most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands. Huh?
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean? Taka is going to try to kill you.
What?
indeed,
And also he can keep her to himself. That bastard. Bastard, yeah.
honestly,
Can we allow him to continue these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear!
I have to save her!
actually,
Then, would you like to come with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. Huh? I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. I don't like Celeste at all. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Ifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even the love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me. Yeah. My sentiments exactly, hero.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Ifumi's recreation?
indeed,
Yeah, it was real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. Dang. That's it.
let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when were you explaining your plan? But when you were explaining your plan to Ifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Ifumi supposed to do after that, assuming he had actually let him live?
Are you okay with
That's
this?
simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he believed that? Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in the
So he had planned to kill him all along. But of course, there could have been no point in my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself. How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
don't be mean.
That is all like Byakuya.
I wonder
No,
about that.
he derives his pleasure from the thrill of a hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 billion Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. The moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape. But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Obviously that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here. I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metamorphorical killing.
As for me...
And it was all that for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
Isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 billion would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
there is nothing to
unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sounded passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it.
Oh.
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. To think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
Do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying, and plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. Such as other people, I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives from the and that's why you're not scared?
Yes.
That's
indeed.
right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice then,
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette. It just got executed again. Celeste smiled then. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own emotions. But that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak fake smile is what betrayed her. You all done? Okay, let's get rolling. The black can disturb the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
I can say I'm not excited to see what kind of punishment Celeste gets.
Hold on to this.
Oh.
What? Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone.
Masterminded the killing of Taka, so I don't like her. Wow. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point, I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and...
Isn't it just awful? Someone could have got free from their regrets from the outside world, and some more people had to die. You guys are still young. You need to place more value in your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it into the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is. But that reality just can't be avoided.
Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
God, I'm so sick of people asking me to. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of a key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So what's the deal with that? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you.
What did you do? What did you do to me? What? What?
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? Oh my god. What?
Oh man, oh jeez, oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? Oh my god, what did you do? What does that mean?
Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's time I get out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys could just go enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
What did that mean? What? Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair, there was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's the key that Celeste gave you? Was it for the locker?
so.
Most likely, it's the key to one of dressing room lockers. Yeah, it is. It is the locker. I think alter ego is safe. What? Then that means Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your. I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so.
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still a risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please, let me go. Yeah, so I could, spend time with my waifu. Standing here arguing is just going to draw some attention to us.
Goodbye.
But do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo,
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean... Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushover, so you show a little backbone. Dang. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we? Yeah.
So then.
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw... Oh, she's safe. Oh, I miss you, alter ego. Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I had never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Yes, maybe as early as tomorrow? I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer. So, now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
You.
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However.
Regardless, it's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't get to see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too? No! I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Oh my god, alright. Yes, baby. Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then
That's fine.
fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing. and where I've been going. You see, what I heard from Kyoko then was, but frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action. What? Where am I going?
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And the storage closet there, way in the back. Huh? She said it was way in the back. She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? Really? Boys' bathroom? Oh my god, this game just have a lot of things to offer, huh? It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about, could it really be hidden here? She said it was way in the back of the storage closet. But I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand in the back of the storage closet. And suddenly, as if I were being yanked in. At the same time I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what's going on. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out, the back wall was like a revolving door, and I'd made my way to the other side, just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom, the second floor, there's... Yes. So this is the secret room. What's in here? Oh my god. What is this? There's a bunch of files that what look like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, and one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hold Speak Academy Student Registry? This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Oh, has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand, but before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file and I turned my attention to it. You must not leave. What? What is this? What's this? You must... That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said like, I can't leave or you must not... You must leave. What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them. Oh my god, I'm getting goosebumps. What is this? I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? Oh no! Oh! What? A strange sound rang through my head. It felt like I was shaking my brain back and forth. And then, darkness. I don't understand what's... Oh my god! I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Oh my god! They took all the books! Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. Oh no! They took everything! It's just a normal desk with normal drawers. Freak! Oh no. An empty bookshelf. Empty? Gone. It's all gone! The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, get some rest. Oh my god! What is up with that room? And what is up with that note? You must not leave? My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. Oh my god. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. The farther I walked, the more I felt things are getting blurry. Can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... Huh? Oh my god, what is happening? Oh my god, this is amazing. This is amazing. As if from the vast distance, I hear the sound. It was faint, but undeniable. Are those footsteps? The sound is coming from the gym? As I desperately hold my shaky frame toward the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. Oh my god, what is this? What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here in the gym? Oh my god, I'm too scared to open this door. Ugh. I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sound coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Huh? Huh?